You know, this thing with Julian Assange. I mean, here is another pinky in the brain bullshit. Here we have Israel committing espionage against the U.S. militaries, caught red-handed year after year, even in the military reports and the CIA reports. They release publicly to the American people about how Israel is constantly stealing U.S. information, technology, and military secrets and selling them to the Chinese. Yet nothing is ever done. No matter how loud the military cries or the generals cry, how loud the CIA used to cry about it and sound the alarm, they just keep letting Israel get away with stealing military secrets and selling them to the Chinese, and technology secrets and selling them to the Chinese. And here's a reporter, and it's interesting in this article, they said he's a self-proclaimed journalist. Now that should frighten you, that the media is calling him a self-proclaimed journalist. And these charges, I mean, let's see, was it the Washington Post or the New York Times or whomever it was releasing all that information that Comey leaked to them? And then again, everybody knows Comey leaked classified information to the newspapers. And who was that else? Was that McCabe or McCain? You know, we have all kinds of examples. We have the ADL, we have the APAC. Involved in secret swapping. Again, we have Mossad, Israeli intelligence. Of course, the Operation Gelatin was the Mossad operation to take down the Twin Towers, planting the gelatin bombs in strategic locations to make sure these steel beams turned to gelatin. Hence the name. And here we have a legitimate reporter who's, built his news outlet, media outlet up from the ground. And the freedom of the press, once again, you have to question, do the American citizens have a constitution? Do they have constitutional rights? Or is it just a piece of paper? The Trump regime and the Obama regime and all the regimes prior to that just simply look at as a piece of paper that they don't have to follow. This is showing you once again the Rothschild Rockefeller control of what the public is allowed to hear about. And we all know mainstream news is scripted by the government, for the benefit of the Rockefellers, the Rothschild, the Soros, the bankers, etc. And this cannot happen. I mean, Obama started with charging the whistleblowers with espionage, which was absolutely ridiculous. So here you're supposed to have whistleblower laws to protect the whistleblowers, but you don't. You just get charged with espionage, which is ridiculous because it's not even espionage. All it is whistleblowing. And besides, Julian Assange isn't even an American citizen, for crying out loud. So what they're going to try and do is say, oh, well, we're going to prosecute a non-American citizen. Then it's going to open up to where they're going to allow other countries to start arresting U.S. citizens for posting information for example, like Israel, posting the truth about Israel and their treatment of the Palestinians and their long-term plot to steal all their land and exposing all their lies, open to prosecution. So this is what is behind the push to charge a non-citizen with espionage. I mean, how is that even possible? It doesn't make any sense. He's not a U.S. citizen. And there's not. I mean, everybody can hang a sign in their window, talking about how this is such an injustice if you can't, organize a protest or make a protest down there. But this can't be happening. And since Ecuador released Julian to the Gestapo, you can have to boycott everything Ecuadorian that comes from Ecuador.